Hello everyone, welcome in today to the Coach KJ Carousel Dynasty. We have breaking news. Quarterback Jack Garola announced that he is going to head off to the NFL at the very end of our last episode. So if you want to read the full announcement, go ahead and check that out on our recruiting episode. This week, we're taking on West Virginia in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl, and we're going to start off with the ball in this one today. And that's going to allow us to showcase our offense a little bit earlier. And QB Jack Garola decided he is going to play in this game, which is a bit of a surprise. Most people who go pro nowadays sit out the bowl game, but he's going to play for his brothers. So he's still your starting quarterback for one final time. It's Jack Garola. You will see him in our Raiders franchise. And he starts this game off by throwing a horribly inaccurate pass that ends up intercepted. But you will see him in the Raiders franchise, so his career is not over on the channel as Nico Marical, the starting quarterback for West Virginia, is going to take off and run for 8. Looking at our starting defense for one last time, it's going to be Justice Boone starting for us, along with Scooby Williams and Shamar James. And on the back end, it's Rashad Johnson and Miguel Mitchell, who both announced their intent to go to the NFL. Miguel Mitchell will end up in our draft class, so you're going to see him continue on the channel as well. I don't know if he'll play for us, but at the very least, he'll be in our Madden world. CJ Donaldson gets his first carry of the day. He was a Heisman candidate, so you know that they're going to lean into him on offense. As Barrett calls a lefty, throwing it out there. That's Cleveland making the reception. We stop him, though. So they're in deep field goal range. I don't know if their kicker has the leg for this, but it is up. And he has the leg, but not the accuracy. It's no good. West Virginia doesn't come away with any points following that turnover. So we hand it off to Quantel Johnson on this drive. Looking at our skill positions, Harrison Wallace III and Malik Mega are gone. Emmanuel Henderson's on the fence. He may decide to go pro. He may stay. Looking across the O-line, Austin Barber is going to be gone to the NFL as he is a senior. However, from what I understand, no other offensive linemen are leaving, so we're going to have 4 of our 5 starters returning next season. Hopefully they have a good offseason and develop for us, so that way we're a little bit stronger up front next season. And this is going to be a bit of a longer episode as we are going to show off our team stats following the end of this game. So that's going to take up a little bit more time, so that's why the episode's a little bit longer. If you want to look at team stats for the season, go ahead and stick around and check it out at the end. As it's now 3rd and 2, and we're looking to pass with Jack Garola. He steps up in the pocket, throws it. Harrison Wallace III comes down with it. The throw was a little high, but other than that, it was well timed. Garola throws it, and that's Malik Mega not able to hold on, taking a hit as the pass was a little bit behind him. So on 2nd and 10, Jack Garola pulls it on a speed read option, and look at that, he outruns 2 guys, gets a first down and 12 yards. However, somebody's hurt on the play, and it's Quantel Johnson who ends up hurt. That could be a huge loss for the Gators here in this bowl game. So Guyassi Blanks has to check in the game, and he gets a carry, and he runs through a man to get into for a 14-yard touchdown, giving the Gators their first lead of this game. It's going to be 6-0, and then following the extra point, they make it 7-0. Nico Marical and West Virginia take over, trying to answer. He should have pitched that out there to CJ Donaldson. I don't know what he was doing on that play. 2nd and 9 now. They're sending Williams in motion. It looks like they're going to go some sort of triple option again. CJ Donaldson gets the carry. Rashad Johnson comes down and makes a play for the Gators. It's sad that we're losing this young man 2 years early, but he's going to be able to make a good career for himself, I believe, in the NFL, and he'll be in our Raiders franchise. So he's going to be able to develop, hopefully, and we'll be able to see him turn into a star before our eyes. Hester's going to get the return here, up 7-0. This is, he breaks a couple tackles. That was interesting, but it wasn't a great return. It only ended up going for 9. I thought it could be more dynamic than that. Now Malik Mega's going in motion here. We have 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Garola looking to pass, running a little play action, and I don't know, man. That's just inaccurate. Honestly, it's sad that he's having one of his worst beginnings to a game in his final game as we go underneath Malik Mega, making at least one more reception for the Gators. That's going to be a 10-yard pickup, giving us a first down. So we come out in the gun, and we're going to run speed option. Garola has to keep it. He doesn't pick up any yards on that play. So, of course, that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10, and we're in the gun and handing it off to Guyassi Blanks, who breaks the tackle, jukes back inside. That's a pretty good run for 5 yards. You're happy to see him make a dynamic play. That's not his strength. Garola looking pass now on 3rd and 5. Checks it down. That's Denzel Hudson making the reception. He only goes for 2. So on 4th and 3, we're going for it. And Jack Garola pulls it on a read option, gets the first down, and then safely slides down to protect his body. Gators continue on towards the end zone as Denzel Hudson gets a carry. He gets blown up. Wow, what a hit by the safety of West Virginia there. Jack Garola looking to pass now. 2nd and 6 on the move. Harrison Wallace III makes the reception. First down, Gators. Guyassi Blanks should have gotten the ball on that carry, but it was pulled by Jack Garola, and he got blown up for a 6-yard loss. Now coming out 5 wide under centers, Jack Garola feeling a little pressure, scrambling out to the left, tucking, running, and then taking a big hit. You'd like to see him get out of bounds, protect his body. Like I said, you're going to the NFL, man. That's a nice throw, though, and he gets Emmanuel Henderson inside of the end zone. Touchdown, Gators. He hit that perfectly, and we have 50 touchdowns on the season. That's fantastic for this offense. Gators are leading this one 14-0. Now let's see if the Mountaineers can answer. They're now at 2nd and 3, following a pretty good pass underneath. Markall hands it off. CJ Donaldson gets the carry, fights, and only picks up 2 yards. He was in the Heisman running pretty much all season. He ended up finishing in the top 5. I believe it was number 3. I'd have to look again. But that's the end of the first quarter. Gators are leading this one 14-0. It looks so far like we are the superior team. You'd expect it. They're a Big 12 team. We're an SEC team. But Donaldson did his best, stiff-arming and fighting before some of our other defenders got over there and took him down, forcing West Virginia to punt the ball back to this offense. And we throw a screen to Harrison Wallace III that honestly didn't work. It was pretty much useless. So we go back to the read option game with Jack Garola, and that's going to be a solid pickup of 6. At least he didn't take a big hit, but I just want him to stay safe. So looking to pass on 3rd and 4, and we find Malik Mega. They're going to call it 4th and inches. However, we're going to run a fake punt, and that worked? No. Yeah, that didn't work. You could tell it was ugly. It was a bad decision. I should have just went for it. I'm not big on the fake punts. They never work for me. The computer's not caught by surprise like how I am when I'm playing the game. So that's why it never works, is they pitch it out there to Anderson on 2nd and 1, and he takes that for 8 and a first down. The Mountaineer mascot's pretty happy, it looks like. Marikal looking to throw, having a lot of time in the pocket. He finds Rogers, who gets airlifted and lands on his back. He's lucky he didn't get hurt on that one. On 1st and 10, Marikal's on the move, throwing it underneath. That's Cleveland making the reception and being tackled by Chris McClellan in coverage. I told you, this kid can do it all. He's really athletic. 2nd and 5, Marikal looking to pass again. Moving to the left here, feeling some pressure. Stuart McCaffrey applied the pressure, causing that incompletion. Nathan Osborne was in coverage. 3rd and 5, Marikal moving in the pocket again, throwing it. That was caught. I thought we had a chance at an interception. I didn't see Aaron Kemp. So on 1st and goal, it's CJ Donaldson going in. However, there is a flag, so they may take the points off the board. They won't. That's a touchdown. We were offsides with Stuart McCaffrey. That one's going to count. West Virginia answers, making this a 14-7 ball game. Now let's see if we can step in and take control as we go to Drew Williams, who's in the game, to get a couple carries here. That's a nice run to begin his day. Back to the read option game, giving it to Drew Williams, and that's a solid 2-yard pickup. Sometimes they just play read option perfectly. So we go right back and just hand it off to Drew Williams on this one. He cuts it inside and takes that for 8 yards. He is a great little running back. He doesn't have a high overall, but man, he plays well. Jack Garola feeling a little pressure there, finds a wide open David Hester for 13 yards and a Gator first down. So back to the ground game. It's been working well with Drew Williams, and that's a solid 3-yard carry. You know, nothing special there, but we go right back to him, and look at this. That is another nice carry. That's a 6-yard pickup. I personally thought it was 7, but it's 3rd and inches, and Gayassi Blanks checks into the game, and we throw it to a wide open Harrison Wallace III, who doesn't get touched. That's a 28-yard touchdown pass for Jack Garola. He's had a really good day, going 11 of 14, and he has 2 touchdowns. He did throw a pick, but it's been a good day for Jack Garola overall, as the Gators take a 21-7 lead. And Nico Marikal has a nice 8-yard run to begin the Mountaineers' next drive. They're in the pistol, looking to pass with Marikal, and he has an open receiver. That's Williams coming down with it for a 9-yard pickup. Mountaineers get a first down. Rogers goes in motion here. Oh, they're setting up triple option. I can almost guarantee it as Marikal tucks, runs, he pulls it, and gets a solid pickup of 5. However, our defense did play that pretty well. We stretched him out. So 2nd and 5, speed option. Marikal blown up. J.J. White, the number 1 player in the nation, making the play there. So on 3rd down, they had to pass, and Rashad Johnson and Noah Bogdan were both there to make a play and cause that incompletion, forcing the Mountaineers to punt it back to the Gators as Emmanuel Henderson gets the reception on 1st down for another first down. We go back to Drew Williams for 6 yards, bringing up a 2nd and 4 for the Gators. Now spreading them out 5 wide. Jack Garola's in the gun, looking to pass. That's Harrison Wallace III, who drops it. Man, come on, you got to make that play. You're a senior red shirt. This is your final game. We need you to do your best. Kyle Hinder, though, gets the reception and goes for 14 yards. He's going to be back next year, as he's still an underclassman, so he has some growing to do as Garola's forced to throw it away as he goes out to his left on 1st down. 2nd down, they're going to send Kyle Hinder in motion across the formation to the left side, looking to pass here. Jack Garola throws it. That's Hinder getting drilled, and that ball knocked out Garola placed that perfectly between 3 defenders, though. You gotta love that. Garola on 3rd and 10 passing. That is a nice throw to Drew Williams, only in a spot where he could catch it, getting the Gators a first down. Drew Williams will get a carry, though, on the ground here for 7 yards. That's a great run. Looking to pass now, though. 2nd and 3. Garola underneath. Malik Mega is going to get us a first down. He's another player we're going to miss, man. He's done some great things for us as we're down to 35 seconds till half, and that's a backbreaker right there. That should have been a touchdown. At least a field goal on this drive, and Jack Garola throws an interception. That's his 2nd one of the day, and honestly, that's one of the biggest issues he has is they go deep to Davis out to the 43-yard line or so. That's a 25-yard pickup for the Mountaineers to begin their drive. They have 26 seconds left. On the sideline, they have a drop. That was a nice play by Nico Maricol. 22 seconds left now. Maricol's on the move. He's going to tuck the run. Bad decision right there. West Virginia has to use a timeout, bringing up a 3rd and 9. Again, looking to pass is Maricol. They convert it. That's Williams getting across midfield. West Virginia might get in the field goal range here. As Maricol's looking to pass, moving, throwing to his right. That's Donaldson making the reception, trying to get out of bounds. That's a nice stiff arm. He does get out of bounds with just 3 seconds left. So the Mountaineers are going to have a field goal attempt that is up and wide left. They miss it. Thankfully, they don't get any points on that drive. That was excellent, though, by Nico Maricol, man. He did a great job getting him down the field and getting him in position to get points. Unfortunately, the kicker didn't come through. Florida's going to lead this one 21-7 at the half. Looking at our stats, we are dominating them, honestly. 261 yards offense to just 138. They have 97 passing yards to our 151. We have 20 attempts for 110 yards and a touchdown. They have 13 for 41 and a touchdown. The big thing that's keeping this game even close at all is the fact that I have 2 turnovers with Jack Garola that really need to stop happening. Them interceptions are backbreakers. But we're going to open up the second half by kicking the ball down to West Virginia. And it's funny, but I also realized at this point that we were running 10-minute quarters. So I do all the playoff stuff and simulate the national championship before I play this game. And it seems like every year I forget to change the time back to the 8-minute quarters we run. So in the second half, we're going to drain the clock as much as possible, just that way there isn't too many plays in the game. But I can't believe I did it. This is like 3 straight years, every year of the dynasty, I believe, honestly. And now Maricol's looking to pass on 3rd and 5. He throws it to Cleveland underneath, but he's taken down immediately by Akil Wesley, who's up to a 90 overall following his first-team All-American selection. That forces a punt back to the Gators, and Emmanuel Henderson takes that reception for 14 yards on a nice curl route. Williams gets a carry, cuts it back inside. Look at that quick cut. That's what I really like about him. I feel like our other backs aren't as good as that at the quick cutbacks there as we go back to Williams, and he cuts again. Look at that second cut. Big run there for 11 yards. First down, Gators. We're still draining the clock, like I said, and we go back to Williams up the middle. There's nobody there. He has the speed to get 17 yards. I wish he was a little faster, but I really do like the kid as we throw a screen to Emmanuel Henderson, and that only goes for 1. That's not a big reception here. Drew Williams gets a carry, though, on the next play, and that's a solid pickup, man. That sets us up with a 3rd and 3. We're going to hand it off, surprisingly, to Drew Williams, and he will convert it. I shouldn't be shocked. He's great on the ground. So, draining the clock, like I said, we're going to run triple option, and Jack Garola gets lit up. He looked like he was shaken up there for a second. That honestly worried me quite a bit. Jack Garola looking to pass, 2nd and goal, tries to throw it away and takes a big hit. He goes down. West Virginia backs us up now. 3rd and goal from like the 26-yard line. Garola's on the move, scrambling. In this situation, he's just going to tuck and run and make this a shorter field goal as he gets blown up and goes down. Now we got to attempt the field goal, which at least is a lot shorter as Adam Mahalik lines it up and drills it. Gators extend their lead up to 24-7. And you know, this might be the final time we see Adam Mahalik in the series. He's been really good for us, so if so, I appreciate him as we go to C.J. Donaldson for a 4-yard pickup, and Rashad Johnson gets hurt on the play. That's scary considering he's already announced he's going to go pro. So hopefully he's all right as on the next play they go and attack Shamar James, and they get a first down, and then they hand it off to Williams on the sweep with the receiver. He breaks a tackle and gets a nice 14-yard run. Jarrell Williams looks pretty good in this one. He's had a couple big plays for him as Maricol's going to run speed option and tuck the run. Miguel Mitchell comes over and smacks him and knocks him down, forcing a 2nd and 8 pass that looks like it's going to be a screen, and Donaldson has nowhere to go. Our man Scooby Williams, who's been all over the field, makes the play, bringing up a 3rd and 8. Now the Mountaineers have to pass as Maricol's moving in the pocket, feeling pressure, getting hit. Shamar James sacks him and forced the fumble. Unfortunately, we couldn't recover that, but what a play by our Gators defense. However, West Virginia decides to go for it. That shocked me. They picked up a bunch of yards, 12 to be exact, but it didn't work. We get the stop, and we get the ball back with just a few seconds left in the third quarter and go to Drew Williams for a 5-yard pickup. Now, at the end of 3, it's 24-7 Gators. It looks like we have this one in control, and honestly, I think we could win it. I seriously debated pulling Jack Garola from this game at this point because I thought we had to win, but you know what? Let's keep him out there. He wants to keep playing. He's a competitive guy. He wants to improve. He threw 2 picks. He's not happy about that. So, on 1st and 10, he throws it down the field to Malik Mega for a nice pickup of 22, displaying the arm talent that every NFL scout loves. So, on 1st and 15, following a false start, Garola's looking to pass down the field. That's Harrison Wallace, the third on the sideline, making the 21-yard reception. We're going empty here on 1st and goal, and we go to Macario Dorba for an 8-yard pickup. That's a solid play from a young player that's going to have to step up next season as Garola pulls it on a read option and goes in, extending this lead up to 31-7. That may be his curtain call. That may be his last time celebrating in an end zone. That says Florida. And, you know, we're really going to miss the kid as it's 2nd and 10 for West Virginia now. They're in the gun. Running play action off of Donaldson. Marcall finds Kemp underneath for a 1st down and a 14-yard pickup. Honestly, they're running out of hopes in this game, but they got to keep trying as Marical's moving around in the pocket. He's feeling some pressure. He decides to just tuck and run. He's outrunning Shamar James for the 1st down. He ends up picking up 10 before James does finally catch him. So 7 minutes left in this game. Marical's going to pass on 1st and 10. That's Cleveland getting another West Virginia 1st down. Their passing attack's finally looking kind of positive here, actually, as Marical goes down the field, and that one was just a miss. Zach Poydras was in coverage on the play. Lining up in the gun with 5 wide. Marical's going to pass, as he has to in this situation. He goes to Oser down the field for a 25-yard pickup. Like I said, he's looked pretty good as they go back to the triple option game, and that one works. He gets the pitch out to Anderson. That's a solid pickup before he gets knocked out of bounds. Bringing up a 2nd and 5. They're going to bring Williams in motion. Go back to the triple option. Passing's worked. I don't know why they're insistent on getting back to it, but that's Donaldson getting the carry, and they're going to call that a pass, apparently. Whatever. Didn't expect that as they hand it off to Donaldson on the next play, and that's a touchdown. West Virginia closes the gap just a little bit. They have a long way to go, though, as it's going to be 31-14. I still don't think they can get back in it. But as you can see, CJ Donaldson just broke the rushing touchdown record that was previously held by Steve Slayton, who was an absolute beast for West Virginia back during the Pat McAfee and Pat White and all them days, man. They were awesome, as they also decided to go for 2 and got it. Totally forgot they did that, making the score 31-15, and when you think of it, it actually makes sense as Garola throws a pick. Are you kidding me, man? That's a big turnover. That's 3 interceptions, and West Virginia is now set up to actually get completely back in this game, and the Gators might blow it as they go to Williams down underneath on a quick pass for just 4 yards. That's going to bring up, of course, a 2nd and 6, and you know, I think that they need to move a little quicker than they are as they throw another screen out there to Rogers for just 1 yard. It's important for them to get points quick. They don't have a lot of time left as they hand it off to Donaldson on a draw. That's going to bring up a 4th and inches, and they're going to have to go for this, in my opinion. And that's exactly what they do as they hand it off, and Donaldson will convert and get some more yards as he goes for 10 yards. That was a great play by West Virginia. Donaldson checks out of the game, so Marcall throws it, and that's Davis getting 6 yards and getting out of bounds, which is important for this offense, as they're going to run read option with Maricall, and it looks like he's going to go in. He does. They close the gap in this one. If they can get 2, they're back to a 1-score game here. So this is a big 2-point try for Marcall as he's going to throw it into coverage, and it works. Lakeem Murray comes down with it. So now it's just an 8-point Florida lead. Now we need to drain this clock and not give the ball back to West Virginia as David Hester's on the return here. Cutting to the right. That's a solid return. There's a lot of space. David Hester might actually go all the way. We'll have to see if there's any flags. He's going down the sideline. He didn't get touched on this one. What a moment for this play. 101 yards. David Hester to the house, extending Florida's lead back up and giving them the 38-23 lead that they need to close this game out. I think there's just 3.5 minutes left. West Virginia is going to have to get big plays, which has not been their strong suit. They can get about 15-20 yard plays, but they need more than that. They need one chunk one. As Marcall's working and throwing it underneath, that's Murray making the reception and going for 15. They're up around midfield, but this clock is running on them. So they come out 5 wide with Marcall taking pressure and going down. That's Chris McClellan getting the sack. What a play by our defense when we need it. Backing him up to a 2nd and 17 with about 2.5 minutes left. And then we knock it down in coverage. Kewan Hawes makes the play, forcing a 3rd and 17 for the Gators defense. Hopefully to be able to stop him as Marical's moving in the pocket, finding Davis underneath. Scooby Williams gets him down, forcing a 4th and 5. And if we can stop him on this game's over. Marical looking to pass. He's standing in the pocket. There's no pressure on him until there is, and he throws it deep. That one's in the coverage. Kewan Hawes intercepts him. Goes down, hopefully at the 1. Yeah, they call it the 1 yard line. We just got to hand it off to Drew Williams, make them use their timeouts, and end the game. Just 1 first down. That's all I'm looking for as we hand it off to Drew Williams on 2nd and 6. That's a solid pickup, forcing a 3rd and 4. We can convert it. They have 1 timeout left. We go 5 wide, looking to pass it. And that is Malik Mega, the senior redshirt, making the play to end this one. That's going to be the game. We have a couple more plays to run as we hand it off to Drew Williams, but they don't have time anymore. We're going to be able to run the clock. They're not going to come back in this. Williams gets another carry here, cuts inside. It's going to be 3rd and 5, but there's 55 seconds left. We're not stressing this at all. We run read option and give Garola one last carry to finish out his career. He loses a yard on it, but man, he came in clutch running it. So now it's 4th and 7, and we're going to throw one final pass with Jack Garola, and he finds Malik Mega again for a 22-yarder. That's going to be his final completion as a Florida Gator. Like I said, we'll see him in our Raiders franchise, so it's not the end of his time on the channel. Hopefully we get to play him at least once, maybe even more than that, but the Goodyear Cotton Bowl is won by your Florida Gators. We had a good game in this one. We let West Virginia back in it late. We really shouldn't have, but you know, it's okay. It was a good game. We've made some mistakes with Jack Garola, but I really was trying to push it. I was hoping to put up some good stats with him. I knew it was his final game with us, so all I wanted to do was show him off a little bit, as he does get your player of the game, and he deserved it, even though he did have 3 turnovers. Now, what he did for us at Florida isn't enough to make it into our channel Hall of Fame. He had far too many turnovers. He couldn't win a national title for us, but you love Jack Garola, and you just got to appreciate him. As, you know, it's sad to see a career come to an end, but I'm happy he's going to be continuing it on in the Raiders franchise. I wish I could do with guys like Harrison Wallace III and Malik Mega and Emmanuel Henderson if he decides to go pro. But those guys are all real-life players, so I'm not going to put them in there. Scooby Williams and Shamar James on defense are 2 guys that I wish I could put in there, but I just don't want to put any real-life players in the draft class. It makes sense not to, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to break the rule, but man, I'd love to see their storylines finish out. They were really, really good for us. Looking at West Virginia, really, they didn't do that much, and CJ Donaldson, for as good as he is, he didn't look that good against us. Maybe it was just a Big 12 competition that propped him up a little bit there, but he had a really bad game against the Gators. Maybe it was just West Virginia as a whole being a little bit overmatched, so it is what it is. We know SEC competition's just better than the Big 12, so an 11-2 finishing record for West Virginia during the regular season and conference championship was really good for them. They're going to finish 11-3 on the season, while your Florida Gators are going to finish the season 11-2. We didn't play in the conference championship game, so we have one less game than West Virginia, but man, it was a great ride this season. I think we can build upon it. I know Gators fans are probably getting a little frustrated with all the losses to rivals, but I think we're building something special here as we had an upgrade for Coach KJ, and we put that into the Insta-Commit, or Saban Factor as they call it. As you can see, Jack Garola finished with 23 touchdowns, 19 picks, 3,100 yards. He was really good for us, and we managed to improve his touchdowns each season and his completion percentage. Now, we had a lot of turnovers this year. He also added 9 touchdowns on the ground, which was quite nice. Looking at Dana Garcia, he had a decent season. He didn't do a whole lot, and we gave Jordan O'Neal a few plays, and that was all. Quantel Johnson finished with 847 yards and 10 scores. Jack Garola added 622 and 9 on the ground this season. Guyassi Blanks was really good with 235 and 4. Drew Williams on 3 less carries had 222 and a touchdown. He was quite good. Denzel Hudson really wasn't that great for us. Looking at our receivers, Harrison Wallace III had 66 for 923 and 5. Emmanuel Henderson caught 60 for 894 and 11. Malik Mega had 37 for 513 and 2. David Hester was actually next on the team with 21 for 273 and 1. And then our tight end Kyle Hinder caught 20 for 182, and he had 2 scores as well. Looking at our pass blocking statistics, those aren't really accurate. You can see the sacks are, we had 3 from Van Dyke, 2 from Park, 2 from Wint, 1 from Barber, who's a senior that we'll miss. Now looking at defense, Miguel Mitchell and Scooby Williams led us in tackles. They were fantastic for us, and we're really going to miss both of them, along with Rashad Johnson, and then our next one, Shamar James. So our top 4 tacklers are all gone after this season. It's going to be tough to replace them, and you know, That's part of college, though. You only get so long with them. It's not the NFL where you can have a 10, 12, 14-year career. It's 4 years max, and they're gone. We don't have the 5th year in this. You could redshirt them, but they're still not playing and adding to their legacy, so it is what it is. We're really going to miss a lot of these guys, though. We had some good players on this team. Now, I will say, we have a few players that are undecided on going pro. Chris McClellan hasn't made up his mind and told us, and neither has wide receiver Emmanuel Henderson. He's a possibility. He had a really good season. Now, the hope is next season he'll come back and be our number 1 clear-cut receiver. He would be head and shoulders above everybody else, and we could really rely upon him, but I don't know if he's going to stick around, honestly. That's going to be something interesting to see. Looking at the transfer portal, we have Jordan O'Neal's already gone. He left the team. He wasn't staying here. He was mad that he was the number 1 recruit, and we disrespected him by just not playing him in his eyes. Honestly, though, like Coach KJ said, he's going to play the best players, and if you're not working hard in practice, you're not working hard in the classroom, and you're not doing the little things, you're not going to be a starter here. He already put his name in the portal, and he already left the program. He's gone. That's just going to happen. A few other players that are talking about transferring are Denzel Hudson. He didn't like that Drew Williams passed him up for playing time. He thought that when injuries happened, he deserved more of an opportunity. The thing is, I just don't think he's athletic enough. And Coach KJ, he agrees. That's why he didn't use him. He tried. He just didn't do a lot. So at the end of the day, he couldn't play a guy who's not good enough. So he's going to put his name in the portal and move on. The last one's Seth Harden. We're working hard to keep him, but at defensive end, he was mad he didn't get enough playing time. And you know what? I kind of don't blame him, but we had Justice Boone. We knew only one of the two was going to play, and JJ White was the number 1 recruit in the nation, so of course he's going to be the one playing. But I'll see you in the next one, which is going to be the national championship game. I'm LDJ11. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and I'm out.
Life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm going